Some of the largest retailers on the internet today have a strange secret. They own zero inventory. What if you could build a massive e-commerce empire, selling thousands of different products to customers all over the world, without ever touching a single box, printing a single shipping label, or visiting a single warehouse? There is a business model that allows a single person with a laptop to compete with retail giants. A model built on a simple, counterintuitive premise: selling things you don't own from a stockroom you'll never see. For a century, the logic of retail has been the same. First, you buy products in bulk and take on the risk of that inventory. Second, you store those products in a physical space, like a stockroom or a massive warehouse. And third, when a customer places an order, you are responsible for picking, packing, and shipping it to their doorstep. This model is capital-intensive, risky, and operationally complex. But the internet created a new possibility: a model called dropshipping. In this model, the retailer is essentially a middleman. They are a storefront without a stockroom. When a customer buys a product, the retailer simply takes the order and the payment, then turns around and places that order with a third-party supplier. That supplier then ships the product directly to the customer's home. So how does this logistical triangle actually work? Why has this no-inventory model exploded in popularity with the rise of platforms like Shopify and AliExpress? And what is the real, often unglamorous secret to succeeding in a business where you have almost no control over your own product? That's the question we're answering today. At its core, dropshipping is a game played by three participants: the customer, the retailer, that's the dropshipper, and the supplier. The entire business model is about managing the flow of money, information, and product between these three players. Here's how it works, step by step. Step 1. The storefront. The dropshipper builds a professional-looking e-commerce store using a platform like Shopify. They then find products to sell. They might source these from a massive marketplace like AliExpress, or a directory of vetted suppliers like Sale.2. Let's say they find a watch that a supplier sells for a wholesale price of $20. The dropshipper creates a compelling product listing on their own website, with their own branding, and lists the watch for a retail price of $50. Step 2. The order. A customer, drawn in by the dropshipper's marketing, visits the website. 3. They love the watch and the brand story. They place an order, paying the $50 retail price directly to the dropshipper. The money is now in the dropshipper's account. Step 3. The fulfillment. Now, the dropshipper takes the customer's order details, their name and shipping address, and places an identical order on the supplier's website. They pay the supplier the $20 wholesale price and provide the customer's shipping information. Step 4. The shipment. The supplier, who might be located in China, the United States, or anywhere else, receives the order. They then pick the watch from their own warehouse, package it, and ship it directly to the customer. The dropshipper never sees, touches, or holds the product. Their profit is the difference between the retail price the customer paid them and the wholesale price they paid the supplier. In this case, 50 minus 20 equals a 30 gross profit. From that 30, they must subtract their marketing costs to find their actual net profit. The model seems almost too good to be true, and its simplicity is the primary reason it has become the default entry point for a new generation of entrepreneurs. It systematically dismantles the traditional barriers to starting a retail business. 5. The primary advantage is extremely low startup cost. This is the number one reason people are drawn to dropshipping. In traditional retail, the biggest expense is buying inventory. You might need to spend tens of thousands of dollars upfront, with no guarantee that it will sell. In dropshipping, you only purchase a product after you have already been paid for it by your customer. The financial risk is virtually eliminated. Your main costs are simply running the website and advertising. Second is the flexibility and wide product selection. A dropshipper can offer a massive array of products without any risk. They can test a new product line, and if it doesn't sell, they can remove it from their store with a single click. They can follow trends and pivot their entire business model overnight, something a traditional retailer with a warehouse full of inventory could never do. Finally, there is location independence. Because there is no physical inventory to manage, A drop-shipping business can be run from anywhere in the world with a laptop and an internet connection. Point 6. This freedom from a physical storefront or warehouse is a powerful draw. Together, these advantages effectively democratized e-commerce, lowering the barrier to entry to nearly 0.7. That low barrier to entry, however, is both a blessing and a curse. If it's easy for you to start, it's easy for thousands of other people to start, too. And this creates a series of harsh, often hidden, challenges. The first is brutal competition and razor-thin margins. Because thousands of stores can sell the exact same products from the exact same suppliers, the market becomes incredibly saturated. When products are identical, the main way to compete is on price. This pushes profit margins down to almost nothing. The real cost in dropshipping isn't the product, it's the marketing. Acquiring a customer through social media ads can be incredibly expensive, often costing more than the entire gross profit from the sale. The second, and most critical, challenge is a complete lack of control over the supply chain. This is the central risk of the entire model. The dropshipper is entirely at the mercy of their supplier. If the supplier's product quality is poor, the customer will blame your brand. If the supplier is slow to ship the product, the customer will leave a bad review on your site. If the supplier suddenly runs out of stock after you've made a sale, it is your job to apologize to the customer. You are the face of the company, but you have no control over the quality or fulfillment of your own product. Finally, this leads to complex and demanding customer service. The dropshipper is the sole point of contact for every customer question, complaint, return, and shipping inquiry. Managing these issues for a product you have never personally seen, which is being shipped from a country you may have never visited, is an immense logistical challenge. So let's connect the dots. The mechanics of dropshipping are seductively simple. You act as a middleman. Point 8. The Allure is powerful, a low-risk, low-cost way to enter the world of e-commerce. But the operational reality is a minefield of brutal competition, shrinking margins, and a terrifying lack of control over the most important parts of your business. And that is the secret. The key to succeeding in dropshipping is to understand what business you are actually in. You are not in the business of selling products. You are in the business of marketing and customer service. The physical item, the watch, the gadget, the piece of clothing, is a commodity. Anyone can find it and sell it. Your true, unique products are the compelling brand story you create, the brilliant digital marketing that captures a customer's attention, and the world-class customer experience you provide from the moment they land on your site to the moment they receive their package. Successful dropshippers don't just find a random product to sell. They find a specific audience to serve, build a brand that resonates with that audience, and then source products that fit their needs. Point 9. If this breakdown is shipping some new insights your way, the best way to say thanks is by hitting the like button and subscribing. It costs you nothing and helps us a ton. When executed by a savvy marketer, dropshipping is the ultimate lean business. It allows for incredible agility, giving entrepreneurs the power to test market demand and build brands with virtually no upfront financial risk. It's a powerful cash flow engine for those who master the art of capturing attention online. The broader business principle at play here is a masterclass in digital arbitrage. Arbitrage is the classic financial concept of capitalizing on a price difference between two markets. Point 10. In dropshipping, the two markets are global manufacturing and customer attention. The dropshipper's job is to find a low-cost product from a global supplier and connect it to a pocket of undervalued attention online, whether that's a niche community on Reddit, a trending hashtag on TikTok, or a targeted ad group on Facebook. They are arbitraging the massive gap between what a customer is willing to pay for a branded, well-marketed product, and what a factory on the other side of the world is willing to make it for. The dropshipper's business lives entirely within that gap. If you learn something new, hit the like button and subscribe for more strategy breakdowns. And let us know in the comments, what company's strategy should we unlock next?